then these are the shortcuts that can help. Welcome to the Wealth Creation Podcast. And welcome everybody, it's Dan. Hope you're well today. Welcome to Marketing and Sales Show. My name is Dan Latto if you've not seen us before, and welcome to the podcast if you're also listening to that on iTunes or Amazon or where else are we? Spotify, I should imagine. Anyway, let's talk about marketing and sales because some of the things that we come across, obviously we have a lot of clients and we see a lot of things that they do, but also we speak to a lot of people just generally when we go out into the real world, and we speak to a lot of business owners and a lot of people struggling with their marketing, and also we speak to a lot of people who are brand new at business and a business startup or an entrepreneur, and they kind of get stuck in the wrong things, and they really get stuck on focusing on the small stuff. I nearly fell off my chair then. That wouldn't be good for a podcast, would it? Unless you're listening on the podcast itself. I mean, like you wouldn't know, would you? But I've just told you. Anyway, you tend to start focusing on the small stuff. And the small stuff is, my logo's a bit too blue. Can you move it a bit to the left? A bit bigger? No, back to the right again. And that's just one example. But you're doing this in all of these areas. You know, so for example, I'll give you another really good example, actually. I bought a t-shirt this weekend, quite an expensive t-shirt, a Hugo t-shirt, 60 quid. I think that's a lot because I'm quite happy wearing Primark, right? 4 quid t-shirts is how I roll. But I thought, you know what, let's splash out, let's buy a nice t-shirt. And one of the things that occurred to me, I tried this t-shirt on, it actually looks really nice. And that's unusual, right? Because clothes generally don't look that good on me. At least they didn't until I started working out 2.5 years ago, starting doing all the CrossFit stuff. Now, t-shirts and clothes and shirts and even small shirts, for goodness sake, white shirts, they actually all fit and actually look really good. And people go, oh no, it's the t-shirt, it makes me look fat. No, it's not the t-shirt that makes you look fat, it's the fat around your midriff waist that's making you look fat. It's like, well, let's focus on getting a better t-shirt. No, how about you cut all that? Why not go straight to the crux of things? Go straight to the problem, watch what you eat, start working out, right? Then, magically, the nice t-shirts will look great, and the cheap t-shirts will also look really good. It doesn't matter about how you look once you've got that weight off. But people don't do that. Ladies, you go out and get your nails done, you get your hair done, you look beautiful, but if you're carrying extra pounds, it's not healthy for a start. And I know people go, oh, body shaming. I'm not body shaming. It's not healthy. It's the same for men. You know, we go to the barbers, don't we? And we buy the Ferrari and we have a nice car. And yet we walk into a place and the first thing that people see is the fat bloke getting out of the Ferrari, right? So it's like we're focusing on the wrong things. And this is about bringing yourself back around to focus on the bigger stuff. What's the biggest stuff that's going to make the biggest movement? This is not about body shaming. It's just a random example. Because we do this in our businesses as well. No, that logo, it's too blue. Move it to the left, move it to the right, move it up a bit bigger, bit smaller. Ooh, the letter I is too close to the letter N. Like, nobody cares. The only person that cares about your logo is you. And you're spending all this time trying to perfect this logo when actually you've not made any sales yet. And you might go, well, you know, Dan, I can't make any sales because the letter I is too close to the letter N, which is bullshit. You and I know it's bullshit. Well, it's a little bit too blue, and because my clients are perfectionists, and it has to be the right colour of blue. What? Like, what planet are you on? Look at Dell's logo, for goodness sake. It's literally just the word Dell. Look at IBM's logo. It's just literally the word IBM. Gap is a square with the word Gap. No one's buying stuff because of your logo. And again, I'm not just focusing on things like logo or weight or body fat or any of that kind of thing. I'm talking about looking at the bigger picture. That's the bit that we need to be doing, because what you're trying to do generally is you're trying to be a perfectionist, and nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. The only person that cares, oh, well, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. The only person that cares is you. I don't care. You know, if I'm watching TV and the newsreader messes up, like I don't care. I was watching Fish from Marillion. Do you remember Marillion from years and years ago? They had that really famous song, Kaylee. I went to see him in concert, and it's just him and his guitarist. And they were playing the guitar, and Fish is singing, and they get to this really big bit, and the guitarist is on a stool, and his elbow is resting on his knee, and his foot is resting on the bottom of the stool, the footrest. And it slips just at this big... So he finishes the guitar thing, and he's about to start playing again, and he goes, pew! And Fish looks at him. He looks at him and, nobody cared. It was funny, if anything. It added to the performance. No one cares, right? Perfectionist is way, way, way overrated. Nobody cares. The only person that cares is you. Stop doing it. Move on. But, you want to be perfect and all this stuff, and yet you've got this mountain of things that you haven't yet done yet, and you're going, a little bit blue, a little bit bigger on the logo. Nobody cares, right? Get that shit finished. You've got all this other stuff that you need to be focusing on. And this is the other thing here. Like, rather than you going, well, my logo needs to be a little bit more blue, go live. Rather than you going, this t-shirt doesn't fit, stop shopping, go to the gym. Or download MyFitnessPal. Or go to the supermarket and spend literally hours in the supermarket scanning labels to see the food content. Like, that's going to work out much, much better over a longer period of time than you trying to find the right t-shirt that doesn't make you look fat. I'm talking to myself here. Still carrying a few pounds on the tummy. Work in progress, right? It's not perfection, it's progression. This is the saying that we have in the Live Like Legends. But perfection is way, way, way overrated. All we want is progression. If you're... I'll take my own example so people don't feel attacked. If you're, what am I? 175 pounds, I think I am. I think I'm 175. I'm about 76 kilos at the moment. I just got back from England. And when you get back from England, you tend to find that you have a lot of... excess calories because I've eaten so much bad food. But 175, right? I'm not after 165 by the middle of next week because it's totally unrealistic. What is realistic is dropping a pound. Let's just go with a pound this month, right? We're almost in October. Let's say a pound a month for the next 12 months. That's almost a stone. That is a significant amount of weight. That's like 4.5 kilos. I don't know if my maths is correct. This is about small movements, progression. Instead of focusing on your logo, live stream. Instead of worrying about the bills coming in, phone some customers. Marketing will drive the sales. Sales leads to cash flow. Cash flow will solve an awful lot of your problems. And I know I sounded like Yoda then. Fear leads to hate. Hate leads to anger. Anger leads to suffering. And it's the same with marketing. I won't do that in a Yoda voice. But you've got to get the marketing out there, which leads to sales, which leads to cash flow, which leads to you being able to do more stuff. But you can't do that if you're just focusing on the small stuff and you're getting really kind of focused on the small stuff. And when we say zoom out, the reason why we're saying you should be zooming out right now is because it's really easy to get stuck into your logo and, as though nothing else matters. To hell with everything else. The whole place is burning down. But no. I've got to get my logo correct. It's ridiculous. It's perfection. And we know that perfection doesn't work. Progress, not perfection. So on your logo, for example, you could have a box, put the word in it, bish, bosh, bish, get it on Canva, it's done, right? That will do. When you make some sales and you've got nothing to do because your business is hugely successful, then you can come back and have a rebrand on your logo if that's really what you want to do. But you've got to zoom out because what happens is we get so stuck in our feedback loop, this mediocrity loop of, I've got to get it right, got to get it right. And it's at the behest of everything else. And so what you've got to do is you've got to zoom out and you've got to go, okay, yeah, the logo does need doing, but oh my gosh, look at all these things that I need to do. And usually, especially if it's just a crappy logo, right? Usually, because I don't attest a lot of value to a logo. Nobody cares about your logo, but they do care about the fact that someone's got a problem and they try to speak to you and they can't get it solved. They do care about the fact that they want to buy something from you and they can't get in touch and they don't know what the first step is to do that. So zoom out and see what else needs doing. Sure, your logo needs doing at some point, but not at the failure of getting all these other bigger things. Because I can absolutely guarantee you're going to have more bigger things that you need to do. And sometimes it's really hard to stop focusing on the small stuff. And so you need to find ways of finding inspiration. And literally that means getting away from the problem. So, like, stop thinking about the problem. And I've done this, and, you know, I've been in a mediocrity feedback loop many, many times. Oh, no, I just have to get this done. I have to get this done. And then all these other things are not working. And then, you know, I might go take the dog for a walk, or I'll go to CrossFit, or I'll go play basketball. Outside, we've got an outdoor room. Sometimes I'll just shoot some hoops. Or maybe I'll go for a cocktail at the beach bar, or some cheesecake at the other beach bar. Or maybe I'll just go for a run. I never go for a run. Don't know why I'm saying that. But maybe I would, right? And then while I'm out there running, looking at hedgehogs and leaves and rain and sun and whatever else you've got where you are, inspiration will just pop in. And you go, oh my gosh, I've been thinking about my logo, and actually I've got all this other stuff that I should be doing. And another great way, another great place to find inspiration is like podcasts. Like I might listen to Gary Vee or Grant Cardone. They're the two big ones for me, just because I can put it on and within 5 minutes I'm motivated, because they speak so positively all the time. And I love that. And that's usually what I actually need. Because sometimes those negative thoughts creep in, and I have to smother those negative thoughts and move them to the side to allow more positive thoughts. Sometimes that comes from me internally, and other times I have to get external help. That's Gary Vee, or it's Grant Cardone, or it's what's he called, David Goggins. Who's going to carry the boats and the logs? Who's going to carry all that, you know? So, like, get inspiration from an external source, which can just help reset you to move the small stuff out of the way so you can move on to working on some of the big stuff. Anyway, that will do us for today. I hope you found that useful. We go quick and fast. That's how I like it with these podcasts. And we'll catch up with you on the next one. My name's Dan Latter. Have a great day. Take care. Hey, it's Dan here. Thank you for listening. Really appreciate each and every one of you.